Thank you, Katerina. We have heard from three Balkan countries. The fourth country you will hear a report is not a Balkan country, and it shares with us the fact that they are also ministering in a difficult context. The big difference is, though, in the Balkan countries, we have a very hard time getting rid of our governments. In that country, they cannot keep a government. Francesco from Italy.
Thank you, Zef. Yes, we cannot keep governments, but we are very, very thankful to God because with GBU, which is the National Student Ministry in Italy, we never had as many people on staff as today. We never had so many people at our student leader conference as this last year, so we praise God. And I want to start with this because every time we share about how little things are in Italy and how small results we see, then we have Lindsey Brown telling us of the first time he came to Italy for the conference in 1896, I think, and telling us that there were 3 Italians. So he's always, actually, jokes apart, trying to encourage us to see things in a larger perspective. So we praise God because actually we've seen some growth in what God is doing in Italy. And I'm going to share with you something to pray for, to help us to see even more. We definitely need to see more fruits. We want to see results and to be more bold in what we are doing. But before talking about Mission Weeks and our Proclama network, I also wanted to share something else to be thankful for. Even though Mission Weeks are not easy in Italian small groups with not enough resources, we've seen all groups now doing events, nights for, international dinners, game nights, and every time there is the opportunity to proclaim the gospel. So that's something that our groups are trying to do, and it's an opportunity to practice what we try to teach here at Feuer and to learn here at Feuer. We are also thankful for online ministry. This is not strictly related to GBU. It's something that me and Giovanni started. It's a YouTube channel called L'Asina Loquace, which is the chatty donkey. Yes, we took inspiration from Balaam's donkey, and we actually said, if God spoke through a donkey, maybe he can do the same through us. And it's giving us a lot of opportunities to interact with non-believers, but also to offer some help to believers that struggle with difficult questions and with their faith. We are also thankful for summer camps. We have been hearing about this ministry, which is a bit similar to a mission week, but you have more free time. But you can enjoy the sea, if you are in Italy at least. So it's something that you can do in your country, and that we've seen some results. So last year there was one student that came as a non-believer, and this year in our summer camp he was leading the worship for everybody. So that is another opportunity where you can proclaim the gospel in a specific environment, and God is blessing us with that. So I want to share some prayer requests, thinking about our mission weeks. We've been, as I said already, struggling to see all the groups, at least trying to run one. Before the pandemic, we had a few, then none, of course. And last year, or 2 years ago, we had one mission week. Last year, 2 mission weeks. And we don't see much results in terms of people coming or people coming to faith. So please pray. Pray that more groups, we know that more groups this year are planning to have one, but our request that you can pray that these mission weeks will produce enthusiasm, will be a strong encouragement to students. Of the 2 that we had last year, one was in Florence, and the group in Florence, which is not very big and which struggled to find a physical place where to do the events, decided to do them outdoor. So they have several art students, of course in Florence, What can you study other than art? So these art students, they produce some pieces of art. They put them in a public square inside one of the university facilities. And they use that place to interact with students and also as a podium to preach the gospel. So they invited Giovanni and another staff worker to do this outreach. And this is something that maybe you can try to do in your context. And the other mission week was in the city of the national football champions, which is... bravi. I see some academics here that are studying their subject. Napoli is my city. And we had a group from USA, from Athletes in Action, joining us and helping us. And also two academics that were here last year at Feuer, Aoife Beville and Luca Basta. So yeah, that's like a paradox. Sports and academics in the same mission week. But you can do that. And we've seen not a lot of people coming to our events, but a key element of the mission weeks is the morning interacting with students through interviews or through flyering. We in Italy adopted this kind of exercise of this interview, which consists in 3 simple questions. What is your spiritual background? What did your family teach you? What did you believe as you were growing up? What do you believe now and why? And who is Jesus to you? These 3 simple questions open up a lot of doors to students that like to talk about themselves. So even though we had maybe 4, 3, 5 students at the events, every morning we had the opportunity to share the gospel in 1-to-1 or 1-to-5 sometimes conversation, answering their questions, which was, again, something very, very positive. So pray for the mission weeks that, God willing, we will see this year. We know that in Milan, in Napoli, but also in Siena and in other cities, they want to try and have one. For a lot of students, will be the first time. And at the end, pray also for Proclama. So we stole the name from Spain, but I see that everybody else is using the same name, so we don't have to feel guilty. For our training evangelist program, we began with a weekend every year. Then in 2021, we did a 6-month program online with more people than we expected. There were about 15 people joining Proclama. Then 7 or 8 the second year. Then 4 or 5 the third year. So now, me and Giovanni are leading this program. Now we need to rethink about what we're doing. Maybe people are not so inclined to do online things or online-only stuff. Maybe we're not being good enough at promoting what we're doing. But yeah, we need to rethink what we're doing and to try to do something better, to find the new generation of evangelists and to help them discover their gifts and their callings. Yeah, so pray for Mission Weeks and for Proclama in the next year in Italy. Thank you.
Thank you, Francesco. Imagine if Italians don't feel that they need to feel guilty about stealing, imagine the Albanians. Huh? We'll go straight into prayer groups. Please meet with 1, 2, 3, 4, maximum 5 other people to pray. Don't introduce yourselves. Go directly into prayer for these countries: Albania, Bosnia-Herzegovina, Macedonia, North Macedonia, and Italy.